Hello and welcome to another SkaredCast Battle Report. We are here at the Gamer's Lair in Barrie, Ontario, Canada. And today I will be playing Matt and his Grey Knights, and we will be playing Crash Site Recovery. So there's a pilot and 6 objectives. It's the same mission I played last week. We are once again testing lists for the upcoming tournament in Adepticon style, and Matt is going to be at Adepticon, therefore testing his list for Adepticon. So these are Matt's Grey Knights. General Matt. Hello, sir.
Hello.
And tell us what you have in your list.
3 standard strike squads. All 3 of them are equipped exactly the same. Standard guys. There's a psi cannon involved. And a psi-backed assault cannon.
So psi-bolt assault cannons on all the Razorbacks, is that correct?
That's correct.
There you go.
2 purifier squads with dual psi cannons and a Nemesis demon hammer.
Yep.
2 dreadnoughts with twin-linked autocannons.
Cyphelmen?
Cyphelmen,
That is correct.
And these are warrior acolytes with hotshot Laz in a chimera, and an Ordo Malleus Inquisitor with a psi cannon.
Terminator armor, psi cannon, any powers for him?
Nope.
Nope, and a demon hammer?
Yes.
Yes, demon hammer. Okay, so that's 1,500 points. Very shooty army. And we'll go to my 1,500 points, which you should know by now if you've been following the videos. If not, I have an Archon and 4 Incubi in a Venom with dual cannons and Grizzly trophies. 2 9-man Witch squads with a Hecatrix with an Agonizer in Raiders with Flick Fields and Grizzly trophies. 2 3-man Reaver Jetbike units with Heat Lances. 1 5-man Warrior unit with a Blaster and a Venom with dual cannons. 2 Ravagers with Flicker Fields, 1 10-man foot slogging squad with a Blaster and a Lance, 5 Scourge with 2 Heat Lances, Haywire Blasters, and that is 1,500 points. Anyway, the mission, of course, is capture the supply crates. We have to deploy our troops, and everything else is in reserve, but begins to arrive on turn 1 and has the possibility of outflanking on a 1 or a 6. So when we return, we'll go over deployment, and as always, we strive to give you quality battle reports, and they are 2 painted armies that are going to look fantastic on the table. So sit back and enjoy the show. Deployment. So we have to deploy our troops. I deployed a Blaster Venomborn. Blaster Warrior Squad, not Blasterborn. I don't take Blasterborn. 10 foot troops with a Dark Lance and a Blaster, and they're sitting 12 inches up across that, and then my 2 Witch units in Raiders. And of course Matt is going to go first, and he has Strike Squad in there, Strike Squad out there next to there, ready to move up to claim that, and their empty ride, and that one, ready to move up and see about that one. Okay, so when we return, it'll be turn 1. Dark Eldar stole the initiative. I just rolled it for giggles, and it actually showed up. So even though it's an objective game, I'm going first. Haha, lols me. I probably shouldn't have rolled it, but at the end of the day, this is just, we'll see what happens. The Incubi outflanked on this, but since there was nothing really to assault, they just kind of moved into the middle to threaten everything else. This moved up this way, shot into that strike squad, killing 3, and they failed their morale. Only the Justicar and the Psi Cannon left, but they're going to rally. And then this one shot at that Razorback and killed it, and these 2 guys shot at that Razorback but failed to hit. Okay, so we'll be back. We'll roll for reserves on camera. For suspense, yay!
Purifiers!
The Purifiers, 2 units of Purifiers.
Negative.
Nothing shows up.
The Dreadies.
Dreadnoughts, nothing shows up.
And Inquisitor.
The Inquisitor and his Chimera does not show up.
Thank you.
Okay, so he's not committing at all. He's waiting till I have to commit. That moved over, shot at this, and blew off one of its cannon. They moved up over here. The Razorback can shoot, but they shot at this, and I made both my cover saves. Other than that, silly Dark Eldar and their cover saves. So we'll be rolling for my reserves.
I'm good.
Now they're coming in on a 4+. So 2 Ravagers.
Go, go, go!
2 Ravagers.
Yeah!
Scourge.
Yeah.
Yes. And the 2 units of jet bikes.
No.
1 comes in. All my reserves showed up on my board edge. That guy stayed there in case Dreadnoughts decided to come up close, although who knows. That's an objective. The jet bikes turbo boosted up to that objective and exploded in the face, but it was okay. Movement, so this Ravager, the Scourge, and this Ravager show up. This Venom move up to the side, as well as this unit of Witches that got out. Shooting, so them survive everything I shot at them. Thumbs up, that's right, thumbs up. I exploded this with the Scourge. Everybody's been asking me what the Scourge do. I got one penetrating hit, it exploded that, and they're pinned. The thumbs down. The Incubi got 1 inch to run, so they couldn't go up there, so they charged into there, which was good because they didn't get enough to get into there, but they charged the immobilized Razorback that this Ravager had immobilized. So overall, it is now Grey Knight's turn 2, lots of carnage, and we'll roll for his reserves.
2 Purifiers.
2 Purify squads, 1 shows up.
Boo. 2 Dreadies.
2 Dreadnoughts, 1 shows up.
Good.
And the Chimera.
Come on.
He shows up. Nicely done. 1 Dreadnought, Purifiers, and Chimera to come on. So they all came on. Dreadnought fired at that Ravager, succeeded in knocking up 1 cannon. Only 2 hit, even with rerolls. And then I made 1 flicker field save, and he just blew off a gun. So that was unlucky. These guys hopped over the wall and charged, shot, killed 2, and then charged this lone jet bike, and then failed to do any wounds. So that is a tied combat, which is ridiculous. These guys, the Razorback and the Purifiers, all fired at the Incubi and the Archon, and managed to kill 3 Incubi. And that's about it. So we'll be rolling for the last unit of jet bikes for the reserves. They show up. My last reserves moved up, zoomed over them, and killed 2. They held, and then the Scourge shot them down to get a pain token. They also captured this objective. This moved up, shot at this, stunned it, and then this shot at it and wrecked it. Shot at the Purifiers and killed 1. Then did a bunch of charges, killed the extra unit. My Archon charged into here. The 5 Acolytes shorted his Shadow Field, and then the Hammer knocked him down with 1 wound. Just killed him horribly. So now it's Grey Knight turn 3. Cyphermen came on as well as Purifiers. They outflanked on this side. They shot at this unit and killed 5 out of the unit, but they held thanks to the Grizzly Trophy. Oh no, just because they passed it. And then that Chimera shot at that, but it managed to blow off the gun, so it can still move. The Purifiers shot at that because it's full of witches and managed to blow off the gun, so it can still move. Incubi is now dead. The witches are down to 4 models, but they passed their test. The jet bike's still alive. And so now we're moving on to Dark Eldar, turn 4. They moved up and shot at the Chimera, stunning it. They moved up and blew the cannon off the Razorback. This zoomed back and checked that one, and it's live. This shot at the Dreadnought for no effect. The witches in that unit came out, fleeted a little bit, charged the Purifiers and the Chimera, knocked the multi-laser off the Chimera, lost 5 to Cleansing Flame, killed 2 because of bad rolling and armor saves, and then actually failed their rerollable Leadership 8 and fell back. And then over here, charged in, did nothing, killed 3, and they held. Then on this side, blew that up with the Ravager, and Venom actually killed like 4 out of 5. Oh, and then the guys in there were within 12, so they shot a little bit. So some bad rolling, and some good luck / some... So we're going on to Grey Knight turn 4 right now. Stay tuned. That guy shot at this and stopped it from moving or shooting. That moved up to maybe do some damage later. The Purifiers moved up here, shot into the jet bikes that had been tank shot by the Razorback. They blew up the Razorback because of the tank shot. And then he only hit like twice and wounded 1 to wound. Hit once, just once. So, and then the Heat Lance stuck around, and then the Dreadnought fired at the jet bike that was here and killed him. Other than that, oh, and then my witches killed the Acolytes and the Inquisitor for 2 pain tokens. So now we're going to Dark Eldar turn 5. It's looking pretty grim for the Grey Knights. Yep, there's not much you can do when you just, like, you're failing 5 out of 7 saves, and, well, it happens. Anyway, we'll be back at the end of turn 5. Heat Lance jumped over and immobilized the Dreadnoughts. Scourge moved across and stunned that again. They moved up, stunned that. I killed the last Purifier with them. They got out. They're holding a crate. They killed the Purifiers to become fearless, and there's a crate there that hasn't been explored. In his turn, this couldn't shoot, so just kind of shuffled. This shot at the Ravager and blew it up. So we're going to call it a game. So there's supply crates, victory for the Dark Eldar, but we'll have Matt here with a few additional notes.
It's a good game. The reserve roll screwed me over because I didn't mentally prepare myself for it. Not that that's anything against how Riz played. I think that the one or two bad turns that I had of bad dice rolling didn't factor greatly into how the whole strategic thing went. Yes, there was a couple of rolls that were key to me that I made that really benefited, and a couple of key rolls that I didn't make that didn't benefit me. I think all in all I played it incorrectly on what I went after.
I think something else that was key in this game was the fact that I actually stole the initiative, which did mean that I deployed, thinking I was going to go second, but stealing the initiative, I was able to knock out like the key central unit, and then therefore split the army into two. And as my reserves came on, I kind of focused all my energies on the sections.
Yes.
There was just one around turn 3 when the Archon died and everybody was in the open, that you could have done more damage, it just didn't happen. And then on this end I got really lucky with just wiping out that whole unit that had outflanked. And therefore I think because this is the second time I played this game, I had a little bit more knowledge as to what I wanted to do with the supply crates. Not only one of them exploded, which was great because last time I played it was like 3 or 4 exploded. Yeah, I know. And so what would you say is your MVP? I know that it definitely wasn't, but what unit did you think could have pulled it out for you?
Honestly, every single game that I play, it seems that the minute my dreadnoughts hit the board, they're my MVP. Because people focus fire on them, because they are so destructive. They're capable of so much, and they did well. In all fairness, I think it was the 2-man squad that was left here after its vehicle got shot up, because it went 2 or 3 turns of soaking up a lot of firepower before they finally dropped.
It was 18 Venoms, and then they charged in and weren't able to kill that last jet bike, but they did their best there.
I really do have 3 MVPs. I think my Inquisitor.
Yeah, he knocked out the Archon. He just kind of tapped the Archon.
For the point values that they are, they did really well.
Yep.
My Dreadnoughts and that 2-man squad, I have to. Those are my 1, 2, 3 stars.
Fantastic. I'd say my MVPs is definitely. I'd have to say my Scourge. They killed that unit over there, knocking that out. They pinned them. They blew up the ride. They held an objective. They were going to go grab this objective if the game went on, and my Venoms, because they're awesome, and of course the Witches that just once they get going, there's no stopping the Witches. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. As always, you can follow the 40k Nation at 40k Nation on Twitter, as well as myself at Skari2. Go to the 40k Nation website at www.40knation.com. You can also check out my podcast at scared.podbean.com. I just released episode 10, so if you follow the link, I talk about all the rumors of 6th edition, as well as how we do different things to spice up our game. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching. This is Skari. If you like the videos, like them, subscribe to the channel, and there will be more awesome content.